with you again on today. Yes, we are so excited to be with you. Let us know that you're on with us. Let us know that you're on. We also encourage you to invite someone else to be on with us today. The Unruffled Ladies is a platform that you can identify who you really are. We this is a time that we come to encourage you to be who God created you to be. So we want to welcome all of you. I am the host of the Unruffled Ladies, and of course we have the co-host, which is Valicia Harris, and also uh, Rosalind Hall, which is with us today. And so we're excited to be with you again. We want to welcome you to this podcast today, where uh, where we have honest conversations. We have honest conversation that empower, inspire, and challenge us to grow. How many of you know that God wants you to grow? It's very important that we grow. Until we tap into who we are, we would never grow. So today episode is especially important because we are talking about something that will shape the future of our families, our communities, our world. Our world, yes, our world, raising the next generation of confident girls. So our topic for today is raising the next generation of confidence girl. And the question is, what must we do? So I also want to welcome our guest, Jackie. We want to welcome her as well. Uh, just to encourage you to know that unruffled lady, it means to be confident, balanced, and at ease. Confidence, balance, and at ease. If we're not confident in who God created us to be, we will never walk out what God have called us to do. So it's very important. And so isn't it great that God always have a way of giving us a way to express and not just express ourselves, but to help someone else, express
Yes.
themselves. So we pray that you get something out of the topic today, raising the next generation of confidence girl. What must we do to change? I do want to just introduce our guest one more time, Jackie. Jackie, we welcome you today. You want to say hi to the audience and also tell us a little something, just a little something about
Hello,
yourself.
everyone. Yes,
Can you
thank
just kind of
you,
tell us a little,
unruffled
just a little
ladies.
something about yourself?
I sure will. I have been an unconfident young woman in my past growing up. And it took a village to help me become confident. I had
Yeah.
low self esteem and I did not love myself as I do now.
Mm. Yeah.
And I didn't see myself as a strong person with an identity. So I
Yeah.
did a lot of things that I'm not proud of, trying to find who I was. And
Yeah.
so and now, with my
Who?
relationship with God and being around a community of other strong women who were confident, helped bring a mirror before me to find out who I really was. And that intimate
Yeah.
relationship with God helped bring that forward of who I really was and what He thought
Yeah.
of me. And
Yeah.
so the more that I looked at what He thought of me, I started repeating what He thought of me. And I
That's
started
good. You
walking
started
in that.
repeating. Yeah.
Yes, I started with, so my ear gate could hear it, so my mind
Yeah.
could perceive it, so my heart would rest in it. And it didn't
Yeah.
take just a few times, it took hundreds and thousands of times of me
Yeah.
combating what the world had built up, my community around me, my circumstance, my finances,
Yeah.
what
Mhm.
I saw on television, what I saw with my neighbor, what I saw with the other girls in the community.
Yeah.
It took the intimacy of God and others. I had to be vulnerable and I had to be honest with myself that I was
Yeah.
broken and I didn't know who I was. And I was
My
making
God.
terrible mistakes that could not be
Yeah.
erased.
My
Hmm.
God.
And so with that self-consciousness of sin and guilt and filthiness, I had to come to a place to
Yes.
where I had to realize I'm not very confident and I don't like who I am.
Yeah.
Mm,
And
Yeah.
so I
that's
just
good.
thank God for those godly women who helped me to stand
Yeah.
on the unchangeable word that I had to filtrate through. I had to walk out Romans 12 and 2. I had to renew this
Mm,
mind. I
yeah.
had to
Yeah.
constantly do it. And it took a while. But the more that
Yeah.
you're intimate with God, your confidence builds because He's the one that never wavers. He always loves
That's
you,
right.
He's always there. And so
Mm-hmm.
that helped me become confident. So now that I have a history of being a young woman and knowing that I did some acting out, asking for the attention, for guidance,
Mm-hmm.
now it's more that you have to be intentional on setting up a safe haven where young
Yeah.
women can make the decision to even understand what that looks like.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm,
Yeah.
How do I change my
Yeah.
circumstance? Are you the reason why everything is going the way that it's going?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about yourself?
Mm-hmm.
mm.
And being intentional on changing that climate and being
Yeah.
Awesome.
intentional
Awesome.
on offering something else. So,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to be here. So excited to be here. And this is
Thank you. We just
a
want to say
subject
thank
that
you.
really
Thank you.
touches my heart.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much. The co-host, Rosalind, you want to welcome everyone and then just jump in, Felicia.
Mhm. Welcome back to Unruffled Ladies, everybody. We're so glad that you're here. Please remember to like and share, the video, and feel free while you're on, even on the recording, to include your comments. If you like, please feel free to engage with your comments. We'll address them. Just kind of join in the conversation. You can also let us know what particular topic you would like for us to bring to the table.
Yeah.
And it's been known that we do have topics that are kind of touchy and nobody really wants to talk about, but that's why we're here. That's why we have
Yeah.
this environment for
Yeah.
ourselves.
Yeah.
It's a safe place. It's an environment where your questions can get answered without you even asking them, because
Yeah.
God knows what we need, and that's what we're all here for. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
jump in, include yourself on the topic today. We're glad that you're here, and I truly hope we all are blessed in this hour.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, hello everyone. So glad to be back. We're just really excited about this topic. I think it's a very uh a topic,
Needed.
very needed topic. Yes, very needed
Yes.
topic.
Mhm.
And I'm just looking forward to a great discussion. I want to encourage you, if you have a young lady um in your life, a daughter, sister,
Niece.
niece,
Yeah.
cousin, maybe even an auntie.
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Invite them on with us, and
Yeah.
for to be a part of the discussion. And there's some things I'm sure you're going to get some gems, especially for us that are parents or mothers, fathers too. You'll get
Yeah.
some gems to help you navigate, um, your daughter or your sister, your cousin, your niece, or whoever relation they are to you. To navigate woman going into womanhood.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. We're going to go ahead and just jump into our questions for today. Just for you to just getting on. Once again, our topic is raising the next generation of confidence girls. Raising the next generation of confidence girl. And the question is, what must we do to change? Uh, uh, Jackie, just from hearing just a little portion of who you are, the first question that I want to ask you is, when you think about confidence girl, what quality immediately come to mind, and why are they so important today?
That is a great question, Lady Ned. The one thing that pops out to me in the quality that a young lady should have and why it stands out so much to me is self identity.
Mm-hmm.
Because
God.
until you know who you are, you're
Mm-hmm.
not able to go forward in any direction. And so
Mm-hmm.
we compare a lot of times ourselves to what we see about us, the images that we see,
Mm-hmm.
if they're on social media, if they're on television or in the magazines. And that's not a true identity. Those things have been altered digitally
Mm-hmm.
and they're non-comparable. And
Mm-hmm.
so we tend to kind of sometimes look at that before we look at really who we are and our own identity, because we're all made wonderfully made and we're all genuine. So I think that's
Mm-hmm.
a number one and
Mm-hmm.
most important
Awesome.
thing.
Yeah, you said something, identity, and let's say that we're talking to a teenage girl right now that maybe doesn't have that parents that know how to, because you're gonna always give out what you know. Maybe they have that parents that don't know how to encourage them or have that example on how to tap into their own identity, how to be confident in who they are. What would you say to that 15-year-old, that 12-year-old that is just begin to develop as a young girl, as a going into ladyhood? you know, you talked about identity. I know for me, it took me a long years before I knew how to even tap into my identity. What would you tell that young girl that maybe is 12, she's maybe 13, that don't have a parents uh, because they don't know who they are? What would you say?
I love you.
Mm-hmm.
Just
That's
that
good.
simple. Just that simple.
Just that simple.
Yeah.
Just
I
that
love
simple.
you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're
That's good.
beautiful
Yeah.
because I believe that once you break through the barrier with
Mhm.
love, then
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
other things can start to develop
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
because you're combating against what she sees, what she's around, no
Mm-hmm.
model at all.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And love is the basis of everything and it overshadows anything.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
I love you.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good. And I'm gonna let somebody else say something. But last night, like I said, we was out in the country and we had a group of young girls, uh, like 12 down. But one of them was a leader. And as I watched them just kind of play around in the house, the other two was kind of like a follower. In other words, it was almost like I want to have a friend so much until wherever you move, I want to move. Wherever, in other words, they didn't have that leadership skill. And when I looked at her, one of the little girls, I thought, she's liking true love. She's liking,
Mm-hmm.
she want to be wanted, so she was trying to fit in to just to be wanted. So she was everywhere the leader would go. She never walked beside her. She always was behind her.
Mm.
you
Mm.
know so I think that less confidence that she had, as I think she was 12, 11 or something like that. But I think that less confidence, and she was trying to latch on to something, but she didn't know how. So I like what you just said, love. you know
Mm.
and we as mature women who have tapped into who we are, we got to reach back and get kids like that and set them down, and as you said, love on them first. you know love
Yeah.
on That's the first step. We got to love on them and then begin to sow into them and tell them who
Yes.
they are. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
good.
Yeah.
That's real good. So, like we
Love
were
does the
saying,
draw.
yes, yes, yes. So like the question that we had asked Jackie earlier, what comes to mind um when we think about the confidence in young women today and why they don't have it? Um, I believe that it also largely has something to do with their foundation or the lack thereof. You know,
Mm-hmm.
did they grow up being told?
Mm-hmm.
Did they grow up not being told how they were viewed?
Yes.
Growing up not being told or not having an opportunity to get a reflection from somebody else. Yes, this is,
Mm-hmm.
I love you. Yes, this is how I see you. This is what I think about you. You know, because in this society that we live in, parents are so busy working, so busy handling stuff, so busy trying to solve problems. At the end of the day, how many times it's like, I just don't want to be bothered, you know,
Mm-hmm.
just go somewhere, just go in the other room, do your homework, you know, eat your food and then take your bath and go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. And not
How
only
often
that,
does
too,
that
but
happen?
the scrolling on the phone, you're not giving them your direct
Yeah.
attention many times when they're coming to you for whatever. And
Right.
we're in a whole nother place on our phones when our daughter may be trying to tell us something,
Mm-hmm.
or we're not watching them, like you were saying, how you observed how one was the leader and one was not. And so by you
Mm-hmm.
just being observant, being intentionally and observant, you were able to see that the one that was following was lacking the love she needs in order to have that
Mm-hmm.
confidence. And so
Right.
I think too, if we,
Yeah.
you know, be conscious about where our attention goes a lot of times with our children and just
Mm-hmm.
observe, you'll see a lot. But because we're
Mm-hmm.
not paying attention, we miss a lot with them. And by the time they get, to be young adults, we missed our opportunity.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
True.
But Felicia responded. She says, yes, love will open up the door for you to get in and begin to build because they have to be built. They
Mhm.
They
have to be
have to
built.
be built.
Thank you, Felicia,
They
for
have
that.
to be, yes,
Yes.
yes. And that's it. And I like what Valicia said as well. You know, now we are in a generation that social media is so addicted for all of
Mhm.
us,
Mhm.
even us as
Yes.
parents. And to we missing out on taking our children, our daughters, and loving them and teaching them and showing them how to become that confident woman, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
we got to get a grip. So it really kind of covered my number two question is talking about looking at the past generation. Where do you think social failed girls when it came to building confidence? And that's really where we're falling. Do you wanna comment on that, Jackie?
I agree with you, Lady Ned. Social media has really become addictive,
Yeah.
and the young ladies are looking at that.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of imagery coming to them, and it's giving a lot of different signals.
Yeah.
So without having a foundation of personal contact intentionally, it's hard for them to have that platform to build from or have a solid place to build from.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Uh,
Yeah.
Not the parents are on social media, the child's on social media,
Yeah.
everyone
Yeah.
around them, even when they're eating dinner, nobody's talking. They're on
Yeah.
social media or they're
Yeah.
watching, they're streaming. It's
Yeah.
it's a lot of factors that intentionally
It's
we
breaking
have
down.
to break.
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes,
It's breaking down
yes.
the real
I
person
have
that
to
God
agree.
created. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's breaking,
Yeah.
it's
We're
breaking
getting
you
far
down
and far away. Yes.
farther and farther away.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's the
yeah,
strategy of the enemy
Mm-hmm.
to
that's
have
it.
that divide,
Yeah,
to take you off where you don't need to be or go.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm,
yeah,
mhm. But it's not over because intentionally we can grab those opportunities like you did, Lady Nan. We can
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
see what's
Mm-hmm.
happening around us and grab the opportunity to
yeah,
will
Yeah.
something back in a different direction. But we've got to be intentional, like you lady said, intentional, not
yes,
Yeah.
passive, not when they're in crisis. We've got to
yeah,
be intentional now.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
Mhm.
And
yeah.
one of the
And
things
I
I
think that
learned.
we are in a state now, especially how the Bible talk about the old train the young.
Mm-hmm.
We really have gotten away from that and lost that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
uh, I know when I was growing up, everybody had a part. Everybody that was an adult had a part in training me.
Exactly. Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
The
Yeah.
neighbors, the woman down the street, your teacher,
That's
everybody
right.
had a part in training you and building you and telling you that. I never forget my second grade teacher. She took such a like in me, because I was a woman that was a girl at the time that was very unsettled in who I was. But I had two
Mhm.
peoples in my life. One of my teachers, and that sent me to beauty school. Uh, she used to call me
Hmm.
Johnson. She never would call me by my first name. Johnson, you can do it. And I would just be so angry with her because I didn't think I could do it. But
Yeah.
I thank God for it
Mm-hmm.
today that she's seen something in me that I didn't see in myself. And that's what we need to
Yeah.
get back to if we are going to raise a generation of girls that have confidence in themselves. We need to get back to speaking life into those young girls, no matter who they are. Whenever you see them all out,
Mm-hmm.
maybe walking around with all they cheeks hanging out,
Yeah.
or whatever
Hmm.
that might be, because
Yes.
that's part, and it's part of the enemy uh thing to help them lose that confidence in who they are as a first of all as a young girl. You know,
Hmm. Yes.
no shame in your game. Whatever. But anyway,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
I
Question.
And
learned. I,
It really is.
building blocks.
mhm. I learned also that
Building blocks.
with building a foundation, it helps to it helps them, or it teaches
Hmm.
them to um, filter a lot of the negativity. Once you set that foundation in them, then it will
Mm-hmm.
help them
Mm-hmm.
to be able to identify when something doesn't line up,
Mm-hmm.
and it will educate them so that they can,
Mm-hmm.
um, make a wise decision in whatever it is that they're, you know, dealing with, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and that takes coaching from the
You
parent,
know, it does.
walking them through, showing, because
Mm-hmm.
I deliberately did that with my daughter and with my both of my sons too. But I would deliberately have, when we were just talking, and you know how they be hee hee and haw haw, and you know how they do. And I would
Yeah.
hear
Hmm.
something that they said that was off, and I would just take that opportunity and just put it out there in the discussion and
Yeah.
just let them know this is what the word
Hmm.
says about this here. This is what you need to understand. And
Mm-hmm.
so it helped, like you said, you building like building blocks, you're setting the foundation with them at every opportunity. Um, to let the so once they have that, then when they're when they're away from you, then
Hmm.
when they're out with themselves, they got something to come
To
back
fall
on.
back on. Yeah.
Yeah, to
Exactly.
say,
Yeah.
okay,
Reflect back. Yeah.
yeah, they
Yeah.
got a
Yeah.
baseline to say, okay, I can't go that route, or
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't go with this crowd, or I can't
Yeah.
follow them, because they understand the consequences. You've already set that foundation in them.
Yeah. Yeah. Another
Mhm.
question that I want to ask you, Pastor Jackie, and the reason why,
Yeah.
because you said something in your growing up not having confidence. This next question say, what message spoke or unspoken, do young girls receive about their worth growing up? What, I guess the question that I want to ask you that will help somebody, the audience, what took place in your life to cause you to feel unsure about yourself?
That's a great question, Lady Nate. You know, I was raised that you
Excuse
were
me.
seen and not heard. So no one took
Mm,
value in
that one.
anything that I would say. Or if I
Mm-hmm.
had an opinion or concern, there was no safe haven for me to even discuss it at any point.
Mm-hmm.
And so I retreated back, and the world came after me to give me value
Mm-hmm.
or to show me some
Mm-hmm.
attention. And so I went in a whole different direction that was not good for me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it took a community of people. There was a community of people who came after me.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
We had a
Mm-hmm.
little club, a social club that the neighbors had together. And they would throw teas and they would have you come up and learn about etiquette. And so
Mm-hmm.
someone started building, but in the beginning, no, there was no value. So, how
Mm-hmm.
could I value myself when there was no value
Within
pressed
yourself.
upon me?
Yeah.
Yes, within
Yeah.
myself. Yes,
Yeah.
pretty is as pretty does. That was all I was
Mm-hmm.
told. Pretty is as pretty does.
mm,
Yeah.
You do pretty things. It's an act.
mm,
It's a pretense, but it's
Mm-hmm.
never the
mm-hmm.
real person.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
So
good. That's
I went along with pretending. I put up the masquerade. I knew when to say this. I knew when to say that. Never the true person.
ooh, that's
Mm-hmm.
good right there. And if we don't
And
train
then
this generation, this next generation of girls, how to be the true
mhm,
person, like I say, right now we're in a stage where children is not really being raised by parents anymore. Children are practically raising themselves. Once they get big enough to go in the refrigerator and feed themselves and get what they need to get on their own, they pretty much is on their own. Period. you know
yeah,
Nobody's really there's a lot of kids out there. I won't say nobody, but there's a lot of children out there. Don't tell them I'm proud of you. Don't tell them, oh, you're beautiful and
yeah,
wonderfully made. Don't tell them, hey, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. That they don't have that. All they have is just what they see, and it's so much negative stuff to see you
yeah,
know so I
yeah.
like what you said. Uh it, it does send you down a rabbit hole.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't have no
that's
Yeah.
direction.
good.
Yeah.
You don't really
Nope.
have no direction. You just exist with no
Yeah.
direction. Yeah,
No
Mm-hmm.
direction.
But that
And
yeah,
then
comes from a
you're
parent.
duplicating that
Yeah.
when you're raising. When you're
Mhm.
raising, you're duplicating. It's a
Yeah.
cycle.
It's a cycle, exactly. Mhm.
wow,
Yeah.
wow, wow.
But we
And I
can
Because,
just
do
want
like
to
you
something
encourage
about
said,
it.
all of you that's out there that may be listening. I pray that you have comments. I pray that you have something to say. We're talking about raising the next generation with confidence, but if it starts within you, I want you to ask yourself, where am I?
mm-hmm.
Where am I? I have the enough confidence in knowing who I am that I can pass it down, whether I have children or not. Somebody out there need to know who they really are. So the question is, ask yourself, where am I?
Mm-hmm.
Where is my confidence? Where's my direction? What direction am I really going in? And another thing that can uh, put you in bondage is, like you say, when you're not honest, when you're not 100% honest with you, because everything starts within you too, especially
Mhm.
after you get to a certain age. You
Yeah.
know, Jackie, you have to make a conscious decision. Okay, I'm going down a rabbit hole, and this is not the direction I want to go. So let me get around
Yep.
positive people that's going to help mold me, help sow into me
Yes.
what to do, how to do it, when to do it. And if you had not gotten around the right person and that was willing to tell you that this is not cute,
Yep.
this is what you
Yeah.
should be doing, this is what you shouldn't be doing, you wouldn't probably be the woman that you are
Mm-hmm.
now, which is a
No.
powerful woman. If you all don't know, very powerful woman, entrepreneur,
Yes.
just got all kinds of stuff
Yeah.
going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Glory to
And
God. But someone, like
be
you said, Lady Nut, someone had to make the investment.
Mm,
Someone had to do the pour.
mhm,
Yes.
Someone
mm-hmm.
had to. And
Yeah.
I thank God for those. I thank God for the community, the church, and my community, because I gravitated to something better and it was welcomed.
Yeah.
And so once that bridge was built
Yes.
back and I was able to go back and forth to get the better, to get the instilling, to get the pouring, it just became more
Mm-hmm.
attractive. And so my character
Mm-hmm.
changed. The short shorts
Mm-hmm.
wasn't short no more.
And
And it wasn't
yes.
because the lady in
Yes.
church beated me over the head
Yeah.
about it. No. Uh-uh. Sure
Yeah.
my bosom wasn't cute no more.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jackie,
Yeah.
that's where um that authentic self comes in. That's where young girls and young women, young ladies are reminded that you're more than just an outside shell. We can see your
Yeah.
outside beauty, but you what's inside
Mm-hmm.
is more beautiful than what's outside. Because when your inside is tainted, it even turns the outside ugly.
Mm-hmm.
mhm,
And I've seen it so
Yes.
many times. I look at a young girl,
Yeah.
beautiful, beautiful
Mm-hmm.
girl, until
Mm-hmm.
she opened her mouth. She
Mm.
opened her mouth and I could not believe what came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That beauty,
Yeah.
I couldn't even see the external beauty anymore.
Yeah.
That's how tainted it was.
Yeah.
But being that authentic self, in today's society today, I feel that's really important. Letting a girl know, just because a man or a guy told you and how beautiful you are and how special you are, but does he know the inside of you? Young ladies, talking to you, does he know the inside of you? Because that's where really
Mm-hmm.
matters.
Yeah.
That's where it
Yeah.
really matters. And they have to be
Yeah.
careful. Young girls, I'm talking 10, 11, and 12, are looking
Yeah.
15, 18, and 20.
mhm,
Yes.
You have
Mm-hmm.
to be careful. Like we know, parents are busy these days, but these young girls are gonna, have to take it upon themselves, if they really want to encounter their authentic self. And keep in mind, at 10, 11, 12, 13 years old, while you're putting on the fingernails and you're wearing the eyelashes and you got the hair all fondued up and you got on the revealing clothes, you're drawing attention to yourself. Are you mature
Mm-hmm.
enough to handle that attention from a full grown man who's,
Yeah.
no, you're not. No, you are
Mm-hmm.
not. That
Right.
hair, that clothes, those makeup, those shoes, that jewelry,
Yes.
the money you have, it does not make you the woman you need to be to handle what's in this world today.
Yeah.
All
That's
right.
good. That's good, Rosalind.
mhm,
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
mhm. I think
Yeah.
it's
So,
about
so
too building character, teaching characters, character skills, like teaching them how to deal with um, when they're not, like with rejection, peer pressure, and
Yes.
teaching them how to deal with disappointment,
Mm-hmm.
mhm,
Mm-hmm.
how to rebound from it. Because
Mm-hmm.
I've noticed a lot of in this generation, they have a lot of anxiety when it comes to those
Mhm.
types of things, and it's hard for them to grab a hold, you know.
Mhm.
And a lot of times they go into depression, and they be
Mhm.
depressed, and we don't even know it. If you're not
Right.
paying attention, you won't even know that they're dealing with they're on, they're feeling that low about themselves,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know.
You said a magic
That's
Yeah.
word.
because they're
You.
identifying with it, Pastor V.
Mhm.
Mhm.
You said a magic word, teaching
Go
them.
ahead,
How
Nicole.
would you? What? Uh, how would you teach them? Give the audience some pointers on how to go about teaching them all
Mm.
those things that you said that they are struggling with or could be struggling with, or what we
Mm.
see in just what we see in our world today, this that this next generation is doing. What is give us some key points on how do I go about teaching them? Because like I said, there's a young
Well,
mother out there that's really a child themselves, and they haven't been taught. So you can only give out what you have. Go ahead, Jackie,
yeah.
Yeah.
or
Mhm.
whoever.
I think these are good points that we've got to bring up, because you're right. You can only give from the well that you have.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And now you're about to break generational cycles of
Mm-hmm.
this. How do you do it?
Yeah.
Well, there has to be someone to take over. It has to be a counselor. It has to be a teacher. It has to be a
Mm-hmm.
Sunday school teacher. It has to be a neighbor. It has to be someone to start building that gap.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And that becomes contagious from the daughter to the mother, because the behavior is going to start changing, and that's going to affect the mother. Now the
Mm-hmm.
mother is affected. So, why are you smiling? What are you happy about?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That conversation starts there. Then,
Mhm.
once
Mm-hmm.
you get the mother involved into the pouring into her, what about the grandma?
Mm-hmm.
What about the cousin? What about the niece? Now you're
Mm-hmm.
the modern day um, manure. You're the light
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
that's affecting others, and they're drawn to the light.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes.
Your character is solid. You know who you are, but you're pouring into them and building them to know. So it has to be intentional. And sometimes even identifying that it may be beyond you. Maybe what you
Mm-hmm.
need is so far gone that I need to go with you to
That's
dial.
so powerful. That is so on point right there. That's what I was thinking. Because like I said, there's a
Yeah,
lot
for
of mothers.
counseling.
Uh, being a mother, you don't you learn on your way of being a mother. You
Mhm.
don't know
Yeah,
everything when you become a mother.
Mhm.
So you
yeah,
got to stop
yeah,
and sit back and say, okay, let me check within myself. It's got to start with in you can't teach anything that you're not, bottom line. Not
yes,
for it to be
yeah,
concrete and
Mhm.
solid. You know,
yeah,
what did I who am I?
yeah,
It's got to start within you in order to teach. Do we have any question? It's got to start within you.
yeah.
Yeah, we got
And
some
there are free
comments.
resources to help with that.
Yes,
Free resources.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Go ahead, Felicia.
exactly.
Do we have any
The question was asked.
go ahead.
Okay.
Yes, the question was asked. Felicia's telling us how she does it. She says that she says, I love this topic because I see it daily, because I'm involved with young girls every day, and I'm always trying to redirect them and encourage them and tell them to believe in themselves. Before you can teach, you must first show them by your actions.
That's it.
Uh, that way you carry yourself will draw them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The way you
That is
carry
so true.
yourself will draw someone else. I have it was a
Mm-hmm.
young lady on the job, had a broken relationship with a family. As you said, Jackie, beautiful young girl, beautiful hair, beautiful complexion, have a son, and living in the car, and
Mm.
have a family. have a whole family, mother, sisters and sisters, but they lost connection of each other. And so now she don't really have anybody. And God just told me to just the first start just hugging her. So I just when she come to work every day, I would just give her a hug. Then finally she said, "Can you be my grandmother?" you know, can you just be my grandmother? So and I took out time to sew into her plus her son, you know.
Yeah.
And so now, she doesn't move on the north side, but just struggling and like I said, have a whole family, but they're not even talking.
Mm.
They don't even talk to each other. They don't even fellowship with each other. And she said, growing up as a young girl, her mother never told her that she was beautiful, never encouraged her in anything that she was trying to do in school. Never ever. And there's so many young kids out there that is struggling and going through that same situation that need us that know that have been there, done that, and know how to sew. But sometimes we can get so caught up in our own little world. And there God is putting
Yes.
people's right in our hands. And we don't say a word.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
We don't say a word.
That's
So
right.
true. So, so
God do
true.
not allow us to experience anything in our lives just for ourselves. It's for you to reach out and tell somebody else. Just listening to your testimony, Jackie, when you first came on, all the things that you said that you wasn't, and how now you walking in your full calling and
Yeah.
purpose of being here in the earth. That just didn't happen just
Mm.
because.
No. No.
That
Mm-hmm.
happened for you to be doing just what you're doing right now is sharing with somebody else. There's hope.
Mm.
There's hope.
There is hope.
Mm.
Yeah. Once
Yeah.
again, we're talking about raising the next generation of confidence girls. What must we change?
Mhm.
What must we change?
So, continuing our family and parenting influence, we have a question here. It says, what are some everyday parenting habits that unintentionally weakens a girl's confidence?
Mm.
What are some
Mm.
everyday parenting habits that weaken um, unintentionally a girl's confidence? I think we all have something to say on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anybody?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think that
What's
is? Anybody?
mm-hmm.
I think
I
abuse.
think about balance a lot.
Hmm.
Balancing boundaries,
Yeah.
prayer life, discipline, self respect, healthy priorities. These are things that they see you do that can impact that young lady.
Mm-hmm.
You as the mother, you as the auntie, you as the cousin.
Mm-hmm.
But we're right back to what Lady Ned said. It's you. This is how
Mm-hmm.
you impact without saying a
Mm-hmm.
word. Your
Mm-hmm.
model.
Hmm.
You're
Mm-hmm.
the living example. It's
Mm-hmm.
not what you're saying, it's what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That is powerful, because I'm gonna
Well,
use myself growing up as a child. I came from a very, very large family. My mother had 16 kids, 12 of us lived.
Ooh.
And so growing up, I didn't get a lot of hugs. I knew I was loved, I knew I was loved, but I didn't get the act behind the love. Do that make sense?
Hmm.
In other words,
Yes.
uh,
oh
my mom,
yes.
my mom was a seamster. So and so she didn't work outside the home. She was a seamstress. So she was, when you got up in the morning time, she was on the sewing machine. When you went to bed, most of the time, that was her way of helping my father support us, and I was brought up in a very good home. But there was the little foxes, even the word said little foxes destroy vines.
Yeah.
Those things that we don't think matters.
Mm.
I needed hugs.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get hugs growing up. Okay. I didn't get that. And so that, again, just something that small can cause uh
Mm,
you not to not to be confident in yourself, who you are. So what happened? You
Mhm.
Jackie, you talked about generational curse that I passed it down to my kids. I have three daughters. So when
Mhm.
they grew up, hey, for us having stuff and things, they had all the stuff and the things. We always live in a nice place. We always had a nice car. But because I didn't get hugs, I didn't know how to embrace them.
Give it. Yeah.
mm, mhm,
All right.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to give
There
them
you
that.
have it.
And so
Come
when I
on
did a
now.
mother and daughter, yeah, when I did a mother and daughter thing from each one of them individually, I've told this story over and over. And I asked them, I said, if you had to grow up all over again under my uh care, what would you want the most? Each one of them. One,
Mm.
neither one of them together. When I asked these questions, I separate all of them because I wanted to hear what each one of them had to say. They say, each one of them said, I just wanted you to embrace me and hug me.
Oh,
Mm.
Now, most of us think that's no big deal,
yeah.
but just something that's simple of somebody giving you a genuine hug
mhm,
can really
Yeah.
propel you in a positive way. So so many little things that we overlook that we think it don't matter to the next person. It might not matter to you. Maybe you don't need that hug. That hug just don't
Mhm.
that don't make you. But you don't know if
Yeah.
that child need that hug or not. I needed to be hugged.
Yeah.
Mhm.
mhm,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So
You
I
Wow.
know,
like the word when it
Lady
said
Gina.
unintentionally. So many times we do things unintentionally.
Right.
We don't mean
Mm-hmm.
it to be
right,
harmful, but
mhm,
parenting habits that we have unintentionally, and we pass down to the next generation that
mhm,
cause the next generation to not to have totally confidence within themselves
yeah,
Yes.
mhm,
Right. Right.
unintentionally. Because
Right.
I know mine was
Unintentional.
definitely
Let,
unintentionally.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
right. Let me share one of my habits with mine, and that's the key word here, habits. There
Mm-hmm.
nothing intentional,
Uh-huh.
but it did not stop it from weakening their confidence in other things about them.
Yeah.
mhm,
After
Mm-hmm.
my daughter got grown, my oldest one, she would tell me that, Mama, I used to feel like you just wasn't there for me, you know? She said you were there for
Hmm.
my sister all the time, but you wasn't there for me. So here was my habit. My habit was watching you and seeing, not on purpose, but unconsciously, this is what I was doing. I would only
Unintentionally.
address you if
Yes.
it's, yes, I would only
Yeah.
address you if it seemed like something was wrong. If you seemed like you was okay, then my attention was everywhere else. I'm I'm
Mm.
I'm only about putting out
Right.
fires. I'm only about oil and squeaky wheels. Though your
Yeah.
sister got oil because she squeaked. You didn't squeak, so I didn't think you needed nothing.
Yes.
That was a
Yes.
habit, and I didn't know the
Yes.
damage that it was causing. And I didn't
Yeah.
know it had caused the damage until she's a full grown woman and she's letting me know you just you didn't give me the
Yeah.
attention. You didn't address things, and
Yeah.
I said, "Come, I thought you was okay. I thought you was okay."
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that just goes to show you, you need to do it regardless of what you see. It needs to be a habit of checking in, a habit of, if you really,
Yes.
when you care, you ask questions. You
Yeah.
find out what's on their mind, what's in their heart, what's going on
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I, and that was a habit. I didn't do that. I only addressed something when I could clearly recognize that there was a problem. If it wasn't a
Yeah.
problem, then my attention was somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That you thought because it was a problem, but you
Yeah.
thought because that
Yes.
you thought she was independent. You thought that hey, she knew how to
Hmm.
handle herself.
mhm,
When
Yeah.
really all along she
Yep.
was crying. You know, begging for an attention,
You needed me.
you know. So
Yeah.
we do a lot of things
Yes.
unintentionally. And the reason why we're sharing with you our habits and our past, uh, let's say mistakes as
Mm-hmm.
as
Yeah.
a parent. We don't
Mm-hmm.
want you to
Yes.
make the same one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we,
Mm-hmm.
we we don't want you. So that's the reason why we have this topic, raising the next generation of
And when you get it wrong, be willing to tell your daughter or that young
Yes.
lady that you got it wrong.
yeah.
Apologize
Mm-hmm.
to your daughter. Apologize to your niece or whoever it is that
Yeah.
you know that you hurt. Because a
Yeah.
lot of times as parents, we have so much pride.
Yeah.
No
And
conflict resolution.
yeah, and if you
Yeah.
would just say, hey, I get it wrong, just like all of us
Yeah.
do, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then once you make that determination, then get it right with them.
Mm-hmm.
Don't just leave it like that, you
Yeah.
know,
Mm-hmm.
because it weakens their self-esteem, it weakens their confidence. They don't have the
Yeah.
Yeah.
confidence no more in you because you so too prideful and you won't hear what they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
You're not
Mm-hmm.
concerned with how they feel,
Mm-hmm.
from
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
their perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mhm.
That's good.
And,
That's
and
good.
another thing I want to put out there, just be parents talking directly to you, just because that you are able to support your children, financially. So do not think that that's enough.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Do not think that they need one-on-one personal. They need you personal, you know, to touch their
Yes.
lives. We can get
Yes.
things and stuff, and
Yeah.
it only lasts for a moment.
Mhm.
You can buy them the most
Mm-hmm.
expensive things. You can everything that they say that they want. You may be
Mhm.
able to buy it for them and give that to them. But if you don't give them your attention and training them how to become that young lady who God have created them to
Mhm.
be, you have missed the mark.
Yes.
You missed it.
Mr. Moore.
And I can say that with conviction of my own.
Personal.
I was able to
Yeah.
give my kids
Yeah.
a lot of personal, a lot of material things. You
Mhm.
know, I was working all the time.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I am a hair designer by trade, so I would have them at the salon 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Then got to get them home, get a bath, and get them up the next, get them to the daycare. What kind of life was I giving a
Yeah.
child?
Yeah.
You know, but it was all about making the money, giving them material things, not giving them what
Yeah.
they really need to grow solid, concrete, assured, confidence
Mhm.
in who they are. Thank God all three of them turned out to be beautiful young ladies. I thank God for that.
Yes.
Yes.
No. And so
Yes.
guess what? Today,
Yes.
every chance that I get to build them up, I try to do it. Every chance that I get
Yes.
to try to,
Mm-hmm.
help them to see who God really created them to be and who they are, I try to do
Mm-hmm.
it.
Yes.
So if
Mm-hmm.
you have life, you still breathing, it's not too late. It's not too
Yes.
late
Not too
to
late.
start where you are. Just
It's not too
Roxy,
late.
you said my daughter was grown before she came to me and told me, I'm it's a missing link in my life. I needed you. Guess what? God gave you
Mm-hmm.
opportunity to get it right and
Mhm.
still sow
Mm-hmm.
into her being grown.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Guys, this topic
A-
is
Any
so
comments and
much.
questions?
Um. Not yet. Not yet. Good evening, Miss Diane. Miss Sister Diane is on. Um. But the topic and the time has been so well spent. We need another hour on this one for sure. We're just going to
Mhm.
throw some for those who need it in the audience or listening to the recording. We're going to throw
Mm.
some powerful closing questions out there for great reflection. I'm going to start out with the first one.
Yeah.
Jackie, you can start out by addressing that. What is one lesson every girl should learn about their worth?
One lesson every girl should learn about their worth. One lesson. Just one?
We
Oh.
know there's many. We know there's many.
I don't
Just
know if
name
one
just
want to
name
do
one
it.
valuable one.
Mm.
What can they learn about their wealth? What can they learn about their wealth? I tell you what, there's one thing they
Wealth
can
or
learn
lesson?
about, not their wealth. Their what did you say,
Yeah.
Lady Gina?
No, I was just trying to repeat what you said.
Mm.
Yes. The one thing that they can learn about their worth, I was saying wealth. What they can learn about
Yeah,
their
you said
worth
that.
is it 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 it, it does not identify with what they've been through, what's happening to them, or how people treat them. That is not
Mhm.
that should not dictate your worth. And one of us
Mm.
mentioned, they shouldn't let um the things that happen to them, make them feel bad or get offended. I know that's an easy something to say, but that's one about
Mhm.
about your worth. Not identifying with people say to you, how they treat you, and the things that are happening in your life. That is not your identity. That is
Mhm.
life flowing through you, right?
Mhm.
Anybody else?
Yes.
Real quick. Um, uh, what? Uh, here's a good one. How can we teach girls that their mistakes, well, I just mentioned that, don't define them? How can we teach them that your mistakes don't define them? You have young girls, they make mistakes and they just stay down. They give up.
Mhm.
They give up.
Yeah.
One of the things that you
How
can
do we teach?
that I would say how to teach young girls. Uh, what was the question? How to teach young girls?
How to teach young girls that their mistakes do not define them.
Do not define them. Yes. We all
Mm-hmm.
make mistakes in life of some type, and we make some mistake to learn from our mistake.
Mhm.
So if you can take whatever that might be and really bring it up close and just dissect that thing real, real good and learn something from it, you can move on in life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You can move on in life because that would be your
Yes.
story to tell another young girl. You don't have to stay where you are. You can move on and take that as a stepping stone. Take that as something that was part of your assignment in life for you to have a story to
Mm-hmm.
tell somebody else.
Yes.
All of us have a
Yes.
story.
That's good, Lady
Everyone,
D.
every
Yeah.
one of us have a story. And your
Yes.
story is to tell somebody else, but you can only tell somebody else when you identify with your story and be honest about it and heal from it.
Mm-hmm.
You have to heal from it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know,
Forgiveness of self.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Mhm.
Forgiveness
forgiveness
of
of
self.
self. And that is
Yeah.
so important to learn how to forgive you.
Yeah.
Because if you can't
See.
properly forgive yourself, you will never be able to properly forgive someone else.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You can have heart to do it,
Yeah.
but if you can't truly forgive you, you can't truly forgive anyone else.
No one.
So
Mm-hmm.
pick up the pieces. Pick up the pieces.
Yeah.
Some of that mistake you need to keep hang on to because that's going to be your pushing gear. And then some of it you just need to really put it in the trash.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You
I'd
know.
um I'd love to hear Pastor V answer
Let me
this.
say this real quick, Rosalind. I
Yes, ma'am.
Before I was married, my first child was born out of wedlock. I wanted a child. There wasn't no
Mm-hmm.
oofs. I wanted a child, but I wasn't married.
All right.
I wasn't married and had been with this guy for a long period of time. But when I got pregnant, he no longer wanted that relationship to work. And I was so discarded with it. It was just like, oh my God. But do you not know that it was a sin? That sin caused me to start my own business. That's how I opened
Oh,
up my very first salon, because I said, now I was working for somebody else at the time I was pregnant, but I said, when my child get here, I'm gonna be able to fully support her on my own. It was a
All
mistake.
right.
mm,
I didn't conceive her in the right way, in a godly way. But that propelled me to do what I had to do to start my own business, to be able to support my own child. What am I saying? Just because that you have
mm,
made a mistake, learn something from that mistake and move, build on it. Don't let it dictate to you who
Mm-hmm.
you are, who you really are.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But
yes,
take that
yes,
mistake
Mm-hmm.
and build on it and move forward.
yes.
Mhm.
Our time is running out.
Um, our
Go
time
ahead.
is yeah,
Go ahead.
yes, it is. But Pastor V, what does it mean for a girl to walk in her purpose? What does it mean for a girl to walk in her purpose?
Mm,
Well, I think as a parent, we have to be able to identify um, those talents and those gifts that they have at an early age and begin to steer them in that direction to build,
Mm-hmm.
put them in um, environments where they can learn more about it, where they can, learn how to use it, where they have to use it, and not necessarily just all the time, like in the front of people, when they're doing programs and things like that, but even at home.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
I think that's very important. And once you do that as a parent, I think it helps them to transition and it makes it easier for them to determine what exactly it is that they
Really
love,
want
that
it.
they're passionate
Yeah.
about,
Yeah.
and you push them and you encourage them in that vein, you know.
yeah,
And that's
Yeah.
what I've learned.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
dealing with my
Yes.
that's
own,
good.
um, seeing
That's
the strong things that stand out and helping them to see it in themselves.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. Well, as
Ladies, I want
go
to
ahead.
share one thing. I have a young cousin, and she has dyslexia,
Mhm,
and her confidence was very low.
mhm,
She was in junior high, so I asked her, "Would you come and help me with Mary Kay at least a couple of hours a week?" And she said yes. So I started showing her how to do inventory, first in, first out. I showed her about a spreadsheet. I put a lot of time in to her. And do you know, after about 5 years, she told her counselor that if it was not for me helping her see her worth and
My
that she
God.
could do something, she would never be going to college, graduating this year, and getting a
My God.
scholarship full ride. Still has
Wow.
this dyslexia, but because I invested the time to help her see, you like
That's the
numbers.
key.
You
Yeah.
just take your time, flip that around. It's okay you have a mistake. It's okay. You work with what you have. Not
Yeah.
identify and put the spotlight on the problem. No, you use the problem as a building block to go
That's it.
forward. And she's
Mm-hmm.
graduating this year from Elkins with a full college ride.
wow,
Wow.
that's
She
awesome.
still
Wow.
comes over. I
Wow.
still pour into her. But if I didn't build that bridge,
Yeah.
she wouldn't have been able to tell her counselor, I think I can have my own business. I
Yeah.
think I can go to college. I
Yes.
think I can do this now.
Yes. Exactly.
Someone
Exactly.
has to build the bridge.
Mm.
Someone has to build the bridge. I tell you, our time is up today. We're talking about raising the next generation of confidence girls and what must we do to change. We're gonna have to do a part two. Is it any way possible that you can come back on the fourth Sunday?
Yes, I'll come back. I will come back.
Yes, yes, we definitely need to do a part two. We can't do this in just for 1 hour. We definitely need to come back and just bring out some more points, because I know that there are so many young ladies out there, even young girls,
Yeah.
that maybe have made different mistakes, and they need to know, hey, it's okay. Come on, let me help build you up
Yeah.
again. Let me help strengthen you
Yeah.
again. And so if we can do that, that's what we want to do. So we definitely gonna come back with a part two, talking about raising the next generation of raising the next generation of confidence girl. What must we do?
Yeah.
What change we must make?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank all of the audience. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's so important. And if you just really enjoyed this, please like and share.
Yeah.
Please like and share. If it have benefit you in any type of way, because
Mhm.
somebody else out there need to hear this. So if you would just like and share, we would just appreciate you so, so very much. And hopefully, if God allow us to, we would come. We would. I don't want to say see you on the what is that date, Pastor V?
That's
On the fourth Sunday of this month,
March the
March
22nd.
March the 22nd, at the same time, 4 o'clock, Facebook Live, raising the next generation of children of confidence girls. God
Mm-hmm.
bless you. God keep you. And we love you with the God love. God bless.